Hi, boys and girls. Today we are going to explore Earth's 7 continents. This book was written by Bobby Kallman. We're going to learn what a continent is and what factors make each continent unique. If you remember, that is the purpose of all of our lessons this week as we introduce and learn about our 7 continents. Big land areas, huge oceans. There are 7 large areas of land on Earth called continents. From largest to smallest, the 7 continents are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. Find them on the map. Also, look at our compass rose in the corner. Water on Earth. Water covers about 3/4 of Earth. The blue areas on the map above show where water is on Earth. The huge areas of water are called oceans. Oceans contain salt water. 5 oceans flow around the 7 continents. From largest to smallest, the oceans are the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Southern Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean. Looking at Earth. North, south, east, and west are the 4 main directions on Earth. The North Pole is the most northern part on Earth. The most southern part on Earth is called the South Pole. The weather is cold year-round near the North Pole and the South Pole. The equator. The equator is an imaginary line that divides Earth into 2 equal parts. The weather is hot year-round in places near the equator. Do you know what imaginary means? Imaginary means it's not there, but we put it there in our minds so we can equally divide our Earth in half. When we divide that, we divide it into north of the equator and south of the equator. The northern hemisphere is the part of the Earth that is north of the equator. It is between the equator and the North Pole. South of the equator, in the southern hemisphere, is the part of the Earth that is south of the equator. It is between the equator and the South Pole. And if you look over here on this beautiful picture of our Earth, we are right about here in North America in the northern hemisphere. Huge Asia. There are 50 countries in Asia. A country is part of a continent. A country has borders. Borders are the areas where the country ends and another country begins. A country is run by a group of people called the government. 6 regions. Asia is the biggest continent. It is so big that some people group its countries together into 6 regions. Land and sea in Asia. 3 oceans touch Asia. The Arctic Ocean is along its northern coast. The Pacific Ocean is along its eastern coast. The Indian Ocean is along the southern coasts of Asia. There are also many seas along Asia's coast. A sea is a small area of ocean with land around it. Many of the countries in southeastern Asia and eastern Asia are made up of thousands of islands. An island is land that has water all around it. Exploring Europe. Europe is joined to the continent of Asia. There are 50 countries in Europe, but several belong to both Europe and Asia. Part of Russia and Turkey, for example, are in Europe, are also part in Asia. Cities in Europe. More than 820 million people live in Europe. and most of them live in cities. Moscow, London, St. Petersburg, Berlin, Madrid, Rome, and Kiev are the 7 largest cities in Europe. There are many more beautiful cities to explore. Visit some of them on the next few pages. Continent of Africa. Africa is the 2nd largest continent with more than 50 countries. Some of the countries, such as Madagascar and Seychelles, are islands. The equator passes through Africa. The weather at the equator is hot all year. In fact, most of Africa has hot and sunny weather. Animals in Africa. Many kinds of animals live in Africa. They live in different habitats. Habitats are the natural homes of plants and animals. Grasslands are areas covered in grasses. The grasses in Africa are called savannas. Many animals live on the African savannas. Africa also has mountain, forest, and desert habitats. North America. North America is made up of 24 countries. The biggest 4 are Canada, the United States, Mexico, and Greenland. Some countries, such as the Bahamas and Cuba, are islands. The climate of North America is very different from north to south. Places to see. There are many amazing places to see in North America. Canada, the United States, and Mexico are full of natural and human-made wonders. Niagara Falls, the Caribbean islands, and the Maya ruins in Mexico are just a few of these. South America has it all. South America is a continent between 2 oceans. On its west coast is the Pacific Ocean. On its east coast is the Atlantic Ocean. The equator passes through the top part of South America. The weather is hot and rainy in the area close to the equator. The southern part of South America is very cold. Huge glaciers or rivers of ice can be found here. The picture on the contents page shows us a picture of a glacier in Argentina. 12 countries. The main languages spoken in the 12 countries in South America are Spanish and Portuguese. These countries are Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Peru, Paraguay, Suriname, Uruguay, and Venezuela. Some areas, such as the French Guiana and the Falkland Islands, are not countries. They are overseas regions or lands that are part of countries in other continents, such as France and Great Britain in Europe. The Amazon. The Amazon rainforest in South America is the biggest tropical rainforest in the world. Tropical rainforests grow in areas near the equator, where it is hot and rainy. Most of the Amazon rainforest is in Brazil. The Amazon River, the largest and 2nd longest river in the world, flows through the rainforest. Different animals. Many kinds of animals live in the Amazon rainforest. Tree frogs, such as the leaf frog on the right, can be found there. The Amazon River is home to dangerous piranhas and gentle pink river dolphins. Australia. Australia is the smallest continent on Earth. It is completely surrounded by water. Australia is part of a large area called Oceania, which includes thousands of islands. New Zealand, Tahiti, and Fiji are part of this space. Many islands in Oceania do not have people living on them. Water all around. The Pacific Ocean surrounds most of the islands in Oceania. but the Indian Ocean touches Australia's west coast. There are also many seas around Australia, such as the Timor Sea, Coral Sea, Arafura Sea, and the Tasman Sea. Cold Antarctica. There are no countries on Antarctica, and very few people live there. 48 countries form around the world that have signed the Antarctic Treaty or Agreement to protect Antarctica. Scientists live on Antarctica to learn more about the land, glaciers, ocean, weather, and animals that live there. The bottom of Earth. Antarctica is in the southern hemisphere. The South Pole is in Antarctica. The cold Southern Ocean surrounds this continent. Antarctica is the coldest place on Earth. Ice shapes and forms. Almost all of Antarctica is covered in a thick sheet of ice. In some places, the top of the Southern Ocean freezes into thick sheets of pack ice that float in the ocean. Icebergs are huge pieces of ice that extend above and below the ocean. The ice formations behind the penguins are icebergs. Sometimes there are large tunnels in the ice, forming ice caves. Okay, boys and girls, as we have finished this book, and you can see that we will be exploring more books through EPIC by going to Africa, Antarctica, Asia, Australia, Europe, North and South America. I hope you enjoyed our book today, boys and girls.